Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 1, Book 2, Rudra Samhita, Part 2, Chapter 24, Sati's Test of Rama's Divinity in the Shiva Puran. Hariom Tatsat. Narada said, O Brahma, Lord of subjects, of great mercy and lofty intellect, you have narrated the benevolent glory of Sati and Shiva. Now, please tell me more of their glory. What did the couples Shiva and Shivani do further, stationed on that mountain? Brahma said, O sage, listen to the story of Sati and Shiva. Having resorted to worldly conventions, they continued their sports every day. Thereafter, according to a tradition, it is said that the great goddess Sati was separated from her husband Shiva. Sati and Isa are united forever like a word and its meaning. O sage, how can a real separation of the two occur? Or inasmuch as Sati and Shiva have sportive interest, whatever they do is proper, for they follow the conventions of the world. She was forsaken by her husband at the time of her father's sacrifice. In view of the disrespect shown to Shiva, she cast off her body there. She was born again as Parvati, daughter of the Himalayas. She performed penance for several years and attained Shiva as her husband. Suta said, after hearing these words of Brahma, Narada asked the Creator about the glory of Shivani and Shiva. Narada said, O Brahma, disciple of Vishnu, of great fortune, please explain in detail the story of Shivani and Shiva, who followed the conventions of the world. Oh dear, why did Shiva abandon his wife, who was to him dearer than his life? It looks rather strange, hence, please explain. Wherefore did your son Daksha disrespect Shiva at the time of sacrifice? How did she abandon her body at the sacrifice of her father? What happened after that? What did Shiva do? Please explain everything to me. I am eager to listen to it. Brahma said, O dear Narada, of great intellect, the most excellent of my sons, listen with pleasure, along with the sages, to the story of the moon-crested Lord. After bowing to Lord Shiva, who is the supreme Brahman and who is served by Vishnu and others, I begin to explain and narrate his story of wonderful significance. Everything is a sport of Shiva. The Lord indulges in many divine sports. He is independent and undecaying. Sati too is like that. Otherwise, O sage, who can perform such wonderful deeds? Lord Shiva alone is the supreme soul and the supreme Brahman, whom we all worship. I, Vishnu, all the devas, sages, the noble-souled siddhas, like Sanaka and others. O dear one, Shiva is the Lord, whose glory is sung forever by Shesha, with great pleasure, but is never exhausted. The erroneous perception of this visible world is due to his own sports. There none can be blamed. The all-pervasive Lord is the inducer. One Shiva, accompanied by Sati and seated on his bull, wandered over the earth. In one of his sportive activities, wandering over the ocean-girt earth, he reached Dandaka forest, where the Lord of truthful stake and transaction pointed to Sati, the beauty of the surrounding nature. There, Shiva saw Rama, who was searching for Sita, who was deceitful, abducted by Ravana. Lakshmana too was there. Due to the pangs of separation, Rama was crying out, "Alas, Sita!" He was pitiable. He was pitiably lamenting and glancing here and there. Rama was yearning for her redemption. He was musing over her whereabouts. Due to adverse position of planets like Mars, etc., he had become forlorn and shamelessly grief-stricken. He was a heroic king of the solar race, son of Dasaratha, elder brother of Bharata. He had become careless and devoid of lustre. The great liberal-minded Lord Shiva, who is Purnakama, one whose ambitions are fully realized, delightfully bowed to Rama, who was wandering in the forest in the company of Lakshmana and was in need of a favor. "Be victorious," said Shiva, who was favorably disposed to his devotees. While he was going elsewhere in the forest, he revealed himself to Rama. Sati was surprised at this charmingly strange sport of Shiva. She was deluded by Shiva's Maya and spoke to him. Sati said, "O Lord, the Lord of all, the Supreme Brahman, all the Devas, Vishnu, Brahma, and others serve thee always. Thou art worthy of being served and bowed to. Thou art worthy of being meditated upon always. Thou art known and realized only through the science of metaphysics after strenuous efforts. Thou art the great Lord, the undecaying. O Lord, who are these two persons apparently grief-stricken from pangs of separation? Though heroic archers, they are greatly distressed. They seem to be roaming about in the forest. How is it that thou becomest highly delighted and behavest like a devotee on seeing the elder of the two, who resembles a blue lotus in complexion? O Lord Shiva, may this doubt of mine be kindly heard. O Lord, the kneeling down of the master at the feet of a servant is not quite befitting." Brahma said, "The great goddess Sati, the primordial Shakti, put this question to Shiva on being deluded by Shiva's illusion." On hearing these words of Sati, Lord Shiva laughed and said to Sati, he was shrewd in his divine sports. Lord Shiva said, "O goddess Sati, listen with pleasure. I shall truly explain it. There is no deception. I bowed thus with respect due to the power of the boon granted by me. O goddess, they are two brothers, Rama and Lakshmana. They are heroic, intelligent sons of Dasaratha, born of the solar dynasty. The fair-complexioned one is the younger brother, Lakshmana. He is the partial incarnation of Shesha. The elder one is the complete incarnation of Vishnu. He is called Rama. He is incapable of being harassed. The Lord has incarnated on the earth for our welfare and the protection of the good." Saying thus, Shiva, the Lord who causes prosperity to his votaries, stopped. Even after hearing these words of Shiva, her mind was not convinced. Powerful indeed is Shiva's Maya, capable of deluding even the three worlds. On realizing that her mind was not convinced, Shiva, the eternal Lord, who is shrewd in the divine sports, which he indulges in, spoke these words. Shiva said, "O goddess, if your mind is not convinced, listen to my words. You can test the divinity of Rama yourself using your own intelligence. O beloved Sati, he is standing there beneath the Vata tree. You can test him and proceed until your delusion is quelled. Brahma said, going there at Shiva's bidding, Sati, the goddess, thought, how shall I test Rama, the forest roamer? I shall assume the form of Sita and shall go to him. If Rama is Vishnu, he will know it, and otherwise not. Deciding like this, she who was deluded by Shiva became Sita and went there to test him. On seeing Sati in the guise of Sita, Rama, the scion of Raghu's race, repeated the name Shiva, realized the truth and laughed. He bowed to her and said, Rama said, O Sati, obeisance to you. Where has Shiva gone? Please tell me affably. How is it that you have come here alone without your husband, O goddess Sati? Why have you cast off your own form and assumed this guise? Take pity on me and tell me the reason thereof. Brahma said. On hearing these words of Rama, Sati was stunned, remembering Shiva's words, and realizing the truth of the same, she felt ashamed. Realizing Rama to be Vishnu, she reassumed her own original form. Remembering Shiva's feet in her heart, Sati spoke delightedly. Wandering over the earth along with me, in the company of his attendants, the great Lord Shiva came here in the forest. Here he saw you searching for Sita in the company of Lakshmana. You were highly distressed on account of separation from Sita. At the root of the Vata, he came and bowed to you, glorifying your greatness with pleasure. He was not so happy on seeing the four-armed Vishnu as on seeing the simple pure form of yours. O Rama, on hearing those words of Shiva, my mind became suspicious, and at his bidding I desired to test your divinity. O Rama, I have realized your Vishnuism. I have seen your overall lordship. I am now free from doubts, but still, O intelligent one, please listen to this. How is it that you became worthy of being saluted by him? Please tell me the truth. Make me free from doubt. Thus you shall be happy. Brahma said. On hearing her words, Rama became happy, his eyes shining with brilliance. He thought upon his Lord Shiva. Emotions of love swelled in his heart. O sage, without the specific permission of Sati, he did not go near Shiva. Describing his greatness, Rama spoke to Sati again. Here, footnotes. (291) For the similarity of idea and expression, compare Kalidasa's Raghu Vamsa. 292. Here the reference is to the mind-born sons of Brahma, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat, who are called Siddhas or semi-divine beings of great purity and holiness. 293. Shesha, a 1,000-headed serpent, is the emblem of eternity. He is the son of Kadru and the king of the Nagas or snakes inhabiting Patala. 294. Dandaka forest lay between the Narmada and the Godavari, according to the Padma Purana. It was named after the third son of King Ikshvaku, called Danda or Dandaka. Valmiki's Ramayana describes it as a wilderness over which separate hermitages are scattered, while wild beasts and rakshasas everywhere abound. (295) In the Puranas, Vishvakarma is invested with the powers and offices of the Vedic Tvastir. He is the great architect, executor of handcrafts, the builder of great cities. He is the son of Prabhasa, the eighth Vasu by his wife Yogasitha. 296. The Upadesas, instructions, and the Agamas, scriptures, are personified. They refer to the persons who impart instructions and are well versed in the scriptures. Here ends today's reading of the Shiv Puran. Om Prabhu Pradhanatam Vyom Vaishnatam Jagannatham Sattvam Bhuti Bhuvam Bhuveshwaram Bhutanatham Shivam Shakal Om Kapura Gauram Karanavataram Sansar Om Tuya Mata Chipitatu Om Tuya Manusha Jasakata Vidyata Vinand Om Hari Om Tat Sat.